everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
Yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Baron Abara?"
The Knights Who Say Chill.
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drip on.
Did you review your chain everywhere?
I am.
Do you have a chaser should you need it?
Can I have a little bit of mine too?
Oh, no.
Yo, this is good.
Young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, it's like this.
It's the heart emoji.
Don't jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle.
You
Oh,
wiggle.
show. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time, the whole thing, finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. Hello, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. We are back once again after the Wheel of Time Season 3 has ended. It's so good to be back. Just because it's the longing doesn't mean we can't talk about the Wheel of Time. Isn't that right?
Correct.
That is correct.
So correct. So we've got a very special episode today. I don't know if you can tell, I'm wearing my Moiraine bolero because we are going to be talking all things Moiraine Damadred, Aes Sedai of the Blue Aja. And I do need to pop the spoiler warning up because we are going full book spoilers. So we've been a very friendly stream to show-only people, first-time readers. I apologize that now that we're in the longing, some of our streams are going to be full book spoilers because we've got some speculation to do, and it's going to be hard to speculate legitimately without acknowledging that we know what happens in the books. So, before we start talking about Morraine, though, we are going to I am introducing right now, actively, our 2 guests. They are the fabulous The Way of the Leaf. They are on YouTube. They do multiple live streams weekly. They have done so much. We've got Ryan and Ryan's brother, Dan.
Guadalupe.
So, as usual, I'm going to let them take over momentarily and introduce themselves however they want to, because I want you guys to be able to find them, and just know that their YouTube channel, at least, is linked in the description of this video. Go ahead, boys.
Right down there. Yeah, well, thanks for having us. I'm Ryan. This is Ryan's brother, Dan. Dan, what? Tell everyone what we're all about.
Okay, we are The Way of the Leaf. We are a YouTube show that does twice weekly shows. One of them is a first-time reader show. We go through chapter by chapter with 2 of our first-time readers, Josh and Case and Aes Sedai. Right now, we're near the end of Towers of Midnight. It's full spoilers. All right, so Perrin just made his hammer. We just met Nakomi. These are some big chapters that they just got into. So we talk about that on Tuesdays, and on Sundays we have Tavern Talk, where we set belly up to the bar, we have some drinks, and it's full spoilers, full craziness, and that's where we really get into the nuts and bolts of the Wheel of Time itself.
Woo.
Yeah.
Right.
And we do Watchnary occasionally, which is the infamous Pictionary-based game show, if you haven't shown. Yeah, so if you would like, please hit that subscribe button down below or find our links Yeah, we're fun peoples. Also, Tavern is regularly on our Sunday show. So if you like what he brings, you'll love what he brings to the Tavern Talk.
I don't know why they keep inviting me, but I'm there.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It's
make sure you go.
Tavern after dark.
Make sure you go throw them a sub while you're hanging out, and while you're at it,
What is happening?
like the stream because it helps. What's happening? Sorry, I've got my Lanfear's full book spoilers. It just whenever I posted it, it was like the whole screen. So that was my bad.
I kept looking over and I was like, "This
is
so big
chaos." Oh my gosh!
Just wanted everyone to know.
I haven't fixed it yet on TikTok, so it's literally just covering the entire
dear
screen.
Jesus, that's hilarious.
I'm so sorry. I only had that on my on the one that was just us three for whenever the show was going because it was only ever just us three whenever we went full box. That's bad.
Funny.
I'm a professional, you all.
I just thought Natasha was staring at me, and I was kind of okay with that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would be too. I would be too, frankly. Okay, The Way of the Leaf. Never forget, they've got a lot of awesome content, first-time readers and otherwise. So, Winespring, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, glad you puppets are here with us today. And hey to Chill Chat and everyone watching. I'm Winespring. You can find me on X at Winespring Cafe. And I have Wheel of Time themed recipes there in my article section. Check them out. They're delicious and easy. I actually made 3 this week. So I just had one for dinner. It's 90s gnocchi soup, and it was so good. Check it out.
Yes.
Ooh, eat her food. Eat her food.
Yummy.
It is yummy.
Nom noms.
Can attest. All right, Tav, go ahead.
Hi, Tavern. I do merch and stuff. You can find it on Redbubble. Mostly a Wheel of Time inspired, but I have started to dabble into other fandoms. And I just wanted to send a huge shout out to my brothers from a Feltish mother, Ryan and brother Dan.
Yay!
Shout out. Shout out.
I love you guys. I love hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. Feltish brother. We're from Feltlandia.
Yeah. Well, I thought I did really well with Feltish mother, and I didn't tongue twist myself into saying something really bad.
Like what?
No.
I'm not going to say it.
Not here. Not later.
I missed it.
Not here on this channel. I don't want to get banned, guys. I forgot to mention that also. I did improv with. Was it both of you or just Ryan? I'm trying to remember.
No,
Just
it was me. It was Brother Dan.
It was Brother Dan. Why am I? Oh my gosh, it's been 2 years. I was pregnant in the interim, y'all. My brain is gone. My memory gone.
That was really fun.
It was really fun. We had a good time. So, and that was at WatCon. And if you're not signed up for WatCon yet, you should be. Are you guys going to WatCon this year?
I have not signed up yet, but I am about 85% yes.
Okay, love it.
85%.
That's
About
a
85,
solid.
84, 86, yeah.
Okay, that's a
like
solid
just on
public
the
school
cusp.
B. You know.
Yeah, it's like cusp of regular, but not ultra unleaded or super unleaded yet. That's pretty good.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly where I was going for.
Wadaholic Aussie says Elaine brain is real, and you can say that because we're full book spoilers, and it's so true. It's so true. It's like embarrassing, but anyways, yeah, we had a good time improving for sure. Because did you both? Am I remembering that you both did improv last year, right? Or was that only like?
No, I know Dan did.
Am I? Crazy?
You mean me and my gonads? Yeah,
No,
it
was
as far
just-
as like you guys,
Okay.
yeah, that was me and my balls. Yep.
Okay, never mind. I was actively pregnant at that time, so forget my memory.
Wow.
He was glee manning. He was glee manning is what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is full spoilers. Yes, the whole rabbit. I've got the icon up, so hopefully now everyone is warned. Hopefully now everyone knows. All right, so sorry, I deviate. I'm on another planet right now. I am Kritter XD. If you're here, you are on my channel on YouTube. Thank you for being here. If you're not subscribed, maybe subscribe. I am also over on TikTok, and that stream should be going. Hopefully it is. And if it's not, whoops. And Tavern, if you want to watch the chat, you can, but no pressure.
On TikToks?
Yeah.
All right,
We'll try and keep an eye on that chat as well and address any of your comments or questions. I also am on Instagram. I have a Discord that you can check out. I am just now starting back up my podcast with Jessica Sadai called But Are There Dragons? The announcement for what we're going to be reading next drops tomorrow morning. So keep your eyes peeled for that on our YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple TV. Apple Podcasts. It's fine.
I was very impressed.
I'm fine.
It's fine. I was like, damn.
Whoa, okay.
I wish. But no. on Apple Podcasts. And also I've got like a little short version of it on TikTok that'll be dropping later. But if you want to know like why we're going to read what we're reading and everything, definitely check out the full episode. It's like 15 minutes, so not that big. All right. Are y'all ready to talk about Moiraine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that we start with like where we've been, right? Because that will inform where we're going. She showed up to the two rivers like she does in the books. She yanked all our Emonsfield 4, I guess at the time, out of the two rivers. They did the Shatter Loga thing. That was pretty much book accurate for her. Would you all agree with that assessment?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Then season 2 blew that up completely.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate also, I think. So how did we feel about her arc, let's say season 1 versus season 2? Do we like them both? One stronger than the other? How about Ryan?
Oh, yeah, put me on the spot.
I'm sorry.
She's really good at that.
The season 2 was like, I had to deal with the shock of the changes and like kind of go through it emotionally, and then they just kept changing and changing. Season 2, I would say I loved the introduction of Morraine. I loved how they demonstrate her and her abilities like very quickly. It was an instant like attention like grabber. She gets speared in the heart, takes it out, all of that stuff. Yeah. Not in the heart, but yeah, she takes it through the chest, pulls it out, survives, all of that. I would say that season 1 was far superior for me.
As far as Morraine.
And season two is frustrating, but every scene she's in, she's just amazing. So it's hard to like. This is not a criticism of anything that she, the actor, or the production is doing. It's more just like, man. We're teaming up with Lanfear. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here?
That's fair. That's fair. Brother Dan, thoughts about Morraine, her progression?
Well, as in the books, I preferred her in season 1 as opposed to season 2 as well. But so when I look at the seasons, I see that she comes in with a purpose, and she has these kids. She is responsible for a lot of info dumping. We learn a lot about this show through Morraine, her eyes and her mouth. She carries a lot of the weight in the beginning, and then things change a little bit. Her focus tends to change, I think, and I think that this is. I did not like it as much. I struggled through it, and I was unfortunately the one who was like, "Give me my show, give me my books, give me my books," and I was clinging against the dying of the light. I was like, "No, don't you die on me! No, not on my watch!" I'm doing CPR way too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not like Morraine's involvement, quite frankly, in the proclaiming of the dragon. I thought it minimized so much for her to create this dragon image instead of it being an organic thing without her. And the working with Lanfear was a very interesting thing, which I want to get into more. But in comparing season 1 with season 2, obviously I think season 1 is better, but I also think it was more true to the books, and that's what I wanted to see.
Okay.
So I'm tainted in that.
Okay. Well, we've got Christopher Davis in the YouTube chat saying season 2 Morraine arc was the most difficult change they've done in the entire series.
Wow.
But the change made sense creatively and narratively. Winespring, do you agree with that? Most difficult change? Yeah.
I agree. And I like how it makes sense, the creativity and narratively. Wow, those words are hard together. But yeah, like I actually agree with kind of agree with that a little bit.
Yeah.
It was difficult, but it gave us some really cool moments with Lan, and I really liked those.
Okay.
So the payout was worth it. It was definitely there.
The beach scene was emotional, not just because it was like a beautiful moment between the two characters, but because at least I was like, thank God we're back. We're back.
For me, it was the moment when he apologized for taking so long to do his duty.
Oh yeah.
That Lan moment for me was everything. Like watching Morraine go through that to get the land moment was like, all right, okay.
That's
we got
or
it.
when she said, I didn't lie, you've always been better than me.
Oh man, yeah, like some good lines delivered.
Yeah,
Heavy emotions.
I think somebody said this earlier, but yes, to Rosamund Pike slaying every scene she's in, even if we aren't as thrilled with necessarily what's going on in this scene, because she's incredible. And then when we get scenes that we actually are super hyped about what's happening in them, then it's just like, oh my god, so fulfilling. Like, she was my favorite character in season 1 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, in season 1. Season 2, I can't even remember who I said my favorite. Oh no, it was Egwene. It was Egwene, obviously.
Of course.
But yeah, she but that's nothing against the actress, because she always dominates. Tav, how are you feeling about the season 1 versus season 2 discussion?
I love Morraine. I love what they're doing with her on the show. Before I continue, though, I want to say from TikTok, Kryptonian77 has stated that as a non-book reader, best fantasy show ever.
Yeah.
So let's go to that and say high fives.
No, but also be careful, because it's a full spoiler stream.
Yes,
so if you don't want spoilers, I'm sorry, love you, but you better leave. But if you're not worried about spoilers, that's fine. Hang out.
Yep. Again, my issues kind of broke off around halfway through season 1, because I had to separate the books from the show.
Oh yeah.
As far as the show is concerned, again, she's killing it. Not only is she an outstanding actress, but she improves anybody that's in a scene with her.
Yeah.
She just lifts them to a whole nother level. So I think they're true to Morraine in the show. As far, going back into, here we go. You're going to like this. Going back into New Spring.
Very good. Very
You're
good.
welcome. I think they're pretty true. She's treating this as, for TV, she's treating this as I thought it was happening in the books, where she's looking for this, for the Dragon Reborn. Doesn't know where he's at or whatever. And even after she finds him on the show, it's still a mission to her. It's not like, okay, I found him, job's over. Nope.
Yeah.
And she's still tracking. Yeah. So I like them both. I enjoyed the familiarity of season 1, but I really enjoyed the change in season 2.
Yeah, mopey Morraine at the beginning of season 2 was like the worst part for me, and then when she rolled into Carian and to Lanfear, and then they went on their little Wheel of Time accurate run through the woods. At that point I was like, okay, nice, here we go, let's go. Morraine is coming back, kind of, even though she's still obviously
but I kind of like the beginning of season 2, because even though she was kind of mopey, right, she was still on track with what she needed to do. She was making connections, she was researching, she was on task,
even if she was being a little mean to Lan, which was my least favorite part.
No, that pissed me off. That pissed me off, but I knew where it was going. Yeah. I knew that it was going to come out okay.
Yeah. We've got Glenn, the geeky hippie, in the chat saying, good evening all. Stopping again to say hi there and to give the show a view. I have to go moderate a live stream in 11 minutes. Well, thank you for being here, Glenn, even if only for a moment. I also have an announcement later to make. We've got the Soundscape of Time in the chat, and if you're not familiar, that's a Kickstarter that's ongoing right now, and we'll talk a little bit more about it as we go on, probably in about 20 minutes. But yeah, I didn't warn you guys.
Now I'm nervous.
I've got a question.
You shouldn't have said that out loud.
Why? Oh, the Soundscape of Time is here?
Soundscape of Time? Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad I wore a tie.
Oh my God.
I've got a question from TikTok, and I'm going to have Ryan answer this one.
Yeah.
Ryan, any news about the renewal for the new season of the Wheel of Time?
Any news or any feelings?
Well, the question was news.
There are no news. We've had conventions come and go. No announcements have been made, and we are all awaiting with bated breath.
This is probably a smart business move. I don't understand.
I think they're probably just trying to get their contract signed and a bunch of nonsense. Although right now there is ongoing a kind of like a petition situation. Yes. The hashtag is Renew Watt. There's over, I think, there's definitely over 100,000 letters that have been sent thus far. So if you search like Renew Watt, you'll find it. And if it's very easy to follow the link. Actually, after the stream, I'll add it to the description of this video. You follow the link, and there's a form letter. So if you don't want to type your own thing, you can just like click send, and it'll send for you. So if you haven't done that yet, highly recommended, because we want, even though I have no doubt in my mind they're going to renew it. It's just a matter of like crossing the T's and dotting the I's. I love putting pressure where pressure is needed or due, right? Yeah. Like, what the hell are you making us wait for, basically?
Maybe the letters will help the actors with their negotiations. And they'll make a little more money, and why would we not want to participate?
We definitely would want to participate in that.
Well, can I ask you a question? Would we be okay if they decided to switch a showrunner like halfway through? I mean, would we riot, or would we be all...
I would, as I am with most things, I would be cautiously optimistic, and that I love the show, so I would be like bummed, because I feel like especially season 3 was just gangbusters amazing, and so we'd be losing the showrunner that gave us that. But at the same time, I'd be like, but who's the new showrunner? What have they done? Are they Wheel of Time fans? What do they have in store? So,
given our community, though, I think there would be a section that would probably lose their lids.
Like riot or be happy?
Yeah, no, riot.
I think there's both, honestly.
Both,
yeah.
Definitely both.
Wild.
It's true, both.
The fandom's pretty wild.
I just want the show.
Yeah, just give me the show.
Go ahead, Ray.
I don't see any benefit to doing that.
Changing the showrunner.
Yeah. Like, is that a common thing in television? I don't follow like series like closely like I do the Wheel of Time. Is that common?
Right? I don't think so.
I don't think it's unheard of.
It's not unheard of, but it's not as common as you would think. I don't.
Maybe Sony's trying to fire Rafe, and then that's like stalling the negotiations.
And Prime is like,
no, you cannot. It has to be right. Yeah, I don't know.
Disclaimer: we have no freaking clue.
Yeah.
And disclaimer: my petition online.
I don't want anybody coming back and saying "Wheel and Chill."
Sorry, what'd you say?
No, I was saying my online petition now has 12,000 signatures. Thanks, guys.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
Oh my gosh.
I would say that casting is fantastic, and Morraine is probably the best Morraine that I could think of. After the first episode, she was hands down my Morraine, which I'm kind of hard to sell on those, and I loved it. I love her.
Yeah. Same.
I agree.
I remember people being like, but Rosamund Pike is tall, but now I'm like, you're an idiot. It's Rosamund Pike. She's
our Gone Aes Sedai.
Yeah, she's incredible.
So what I think we have, where the success of Morraine has been is with her relationships that she has. She has her and Lan, obviously. There's her and Rand, which is its own thing. She has her and Swan, which is its own thing. She had her and Lanfear, which don't even get me started, right? But I think that Jorge, you had mentioned earlier about the how she elevates everyone she's with, and gosh dang it, her and Swan I could watch them on a reality show just all day, every day.
Yeah,
same. The fact that they took that new spring and she wanted to kiss her, and then she did, and then made it into a whole full-blown relationship, no questions, no, nothing sneaky, no subtext. They're just together. I love that decision. Love it. Like, I know some people are like, oh, what's the deal with that? She's not a lesbian. 100%. She was in love with Swan. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's not a hard sell.
No,
it's not a hard sell,
especially with the two actresses.
And I think RJ has not obviously, but admittedly did struggle with relationships, especially romantic relationships. Some of them came out of nowhere, Tom and Morraine. Others came out. So this development of a really emotional gay relationship that shows true love and is probably the most sincere relationship that I've seen on TV in a long time.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's just awesome. It's awesome. It's something that Robert Jordan really didn't do well in order to portray this sort of emotion. as well as they do just with a look. You know,
and they do a good job. Well, not only they, but she in particular does a really good job of differentiating through her acting the different relationships that she has with different people.
Yes.
Right. So
Yeah.
she's got her relationship with Swan, but then she's got this glorious relationship with Lan that is just incredible.
Incredible, both loving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And as it goes on, you also see that even though she's being a hard ass on some of them, the affection that she has for the kids, I call them kids, but you know what I'm talking about. But spoilers, they're children. But the affection she has for each of them individually, even if it's not, as connected as she is with Rand, for example, but she does have some sort of affection. She brought them out of the Two Rivers, and I think she feels responsible. So all those relationships are done so marvelously on the show.
Yeah. So one of them is about to be, one of them did get fundamentally changed in the finale of season 3. So I say we jump right into it, since this stream is also about speculation.
Mm-hmm.
Will Moiraine be moving on? Will Moiraine have her Morraine and Tom Rain, what more Tom, whatever you want to call that ship? Will that ship sail? What's the future for Moiraine? Brother Dan, do you have thoughts?
I do, but I'd like clarity first. Do we think that she and Swan had a warder bond that was snapped?
I think that was the oath.
No.
I think she was being
oath.
released from her oath in that, because it even looked like the little spiraling
same
weave
weaves.
from the oath rod. That's what I think. Although somebody did mention that. Somebody else mentioned that, and I hadn't even considered it.
I thought of it as well, and then I remembered that when she swore her oath on the rod, that Swan made her. It was almost. It was like an augmented oath rod swearing. It was almost like there was a bond included in it, because she swore to follow Swan, not the Amerlin seat, or whatever.
So like the oath was.
So I think the
inextricably
oath
intertwined
was.
with
I
Swan.
wouldn't call it a bond, but it was pretty close, or as close as they could make it, because, again, that's a lost thing that they've not tried, that we know of, a female warder.
So to me, that actually dictates a lot of what we're going to see in Moraine. We've seen the effects of the warder bond with Steppen and also with Alana and Yvonne. For Moraine to go through that, I wouldn't be surprised if she has to. I mean, we're piling stuff on our characters now. If she has to go through that, as well as the grief of losing Swan. So if there was a bond that was broken, I think that will take up a good deal of like the first few episodes for her.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. So aside from that bond or that release moment, right, for Swan, do you guys think she's even alive? Do you think she? I mean, who does she think she is? Alana? She took a sword through the gut. Is she going to survive that?
Oh, I mean, somebody can heal her. Lan just has to get her to a healer.
I'm just saying. Everybody. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of people that are wondering if she's going to survive that.
Being impaled does not seem to stop an Aes Sedai.
It doesn't stop Alana. It doesn't stop Alana. Everybody else seems to be hurt.
And same with Moraine. She just pulls this that big Trolloc spear right out of her chest in the first season. Yeah,
that is.
Yeah, you need something more strong than that, buddy.
That.
Okay, Ryan, do you think we've got a Tom Rain ship in our future, or are we going a different way with Moiraine? Or we could also talk about this now. Will she die soon?
Yeah.
Okay. I really was hoping that she got pushed into the columns, and I remember when everyone was talking about whether it was going to be season 4, naysayers were like, hey, look at her schedule. She's booked up.
Yeah.
Like she's doing movies, plays. And everyone's like, yeah, and then when we would say this on the show, smarter people would be like, well, she could just go through the doorway, be gone for a season and come back. Something to that effect.
Yeah.
Can I just... Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. No.
What I'm saying is, like, they seem to be like, obviously we saw that epic elfin scene, and and like, I'm guessing it's still in the cards somehow that she goes through the doorway.
Yeah.
And is missing again. My fear is that they're gonna do this thing where like Moiraine like just becomes like a workaholic, doesn't work through her feelings about Swan. Lan is constantly concerned about her. She starts making some mistakes. She's and then like Lan helps her have some sort of emotional breakthrough. I hope they don't do that.
Oh, I hope not. I hated that.
Yeah, right. Like that's the whole trope that like
terrible.
I hope they don't do, but like, I can't wait to see her process it. Right, like, the moment was crazy. Like when she was just fell apart. Like that is just I get chills. But like, how she processes it, I still hold out hope that like maybe maybe she never really processes it and boom, she's in the doorway and then she's gone. I don't know. I can't at this point, like I have no predictions about Morraine. Like I have no idea why she's still around.
Wow.
All right, well, okay. So I'm gonna bring something up real quick.
You're gonna give her the loyal treatment?
Touching on whether her schedule is packed or not. I just discovered that she's in a movie that's coming out. Like, which means while she was filming season 3, either before, after, or in between, she was filming a damn movie. That I didn't even know anything about. So she's going to be in Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which is the 3rd installment of the Now You See Me movies.
Woohoo!
Did not know she had even filmed that. So I'm not worried about anything that says that that she's working on other projects. She's quite capable of handling multiple things at the same time.
I think so. I did a rewatch in order to do our episode ranking stream, and I paid so close attention to her in the rings, right? Because I was like, okay, in my brain, like I know what happens in the books. She goes through the doorway, then she comes back. Like she thinks she dies. What is she seeing? And there was one clip where Lanfear was strangling her in the desert in the same clothes.
Yep.
And it didn't end. Like she didn't die in that one. She was just being strangled, and then it skipped to the next one. And so in my mind, I was like, was that what she saw? Like, have we experienced the one that actually happened? The one from Avengers Endgame or whatever? And is she
RDJ'd that thing?
Just going to survive now, right? So these like prophecies and these visions about what's to come in the future are so wishy-washy in the Wheel of Time. You never know what's real. That everybody left. I'll just continue talking. That it just, to me, it made me wonder whether we were going to lose her or not. At all, like, because it's, sorry, one moment, I'm bringing you back. Show on stream. Oh goodness, I'm mixing everybody up. Collab Game 1, Collab Game 3. Okay, what? Why is this happening? I'm changing everything. Okay, Tavern, we're putting you in Collab Cam 1. Show on stream. There we go. Winespring, we're putting you in Collab Cam 2. Show on stream. We're going one step at a time, y'all. Sorry about this. Collab Cam.
All I see is Ryan bouncing across to different positions.
Yeah. I know. We're back. So that's all I'm saying. Has Morraine
we're playing whack-a-mole
already experienced her dying, and she didn't actually die.
All right, we're back, I think.
But I do think, since we're talking about this, we can talk about Lanfear and her relationship, because that's another relationship that's been different from the books. They teamed
bit, I guess.
up. I mean, they teamed up like never in my life.
Yeah,
I think
what was that about?
Happen. That was the one thing that I was like, I don't know that she would have done that in the book, like book Morraine. Pretty sure she wouldn't.
I mean, they set her up pretty.
Yep.
They set her up in season 1. She literally told Lan, "I will do whatever it takes."
I mean, she kind of says that in the books too.
She does. I don't know if she would have worked together with Forsaken like that. I don't think book Morraine would have done that.
Right.
Show Morraine was fun though. It was surprising. It was twisty.
And that's how we got the bubble
really
of evil.
Good TV. Yeah.
There was a plead on TikTok for no Tom and Morraine on the show. she has more chemistry with Lan, but no to that. I
Well, yeah, no to
Yeah,
that. We gotta keep 90.
No,
Yeah,
no.
So
Maybe I'd stop watching if that happened.
I had a whole promise with like the premise. It seemed to be that the argument was he needs to be separated from his friends
yes.
to do what's necessary. Do you buy that as like a motivation? Yeah.
Well,
So
we've already seen it though. She was able to kind of do that after season 1. He went off on his own, and he went to Carrion. He went exactly where she wanted him to go, which is what she wants. Is she was trying to lead him. So why would she try to get rid of them again?
So she allows Lanfear to severely injure a lot of people in like a one-off event.
All right, you got a point.
And the bubble of evil came after she cut Lanfear's throat, right?
Oh yeah, that was. That was
Okay.
It was an interesting way to get there. It was an interesting choice.
That relationship is weird.
It's weird, but
I forgot that, Dan. How funny.
Now that they've had their gigantic fight at the end of season 3.
So good.
And Lanfear is question mark like going off to lick her wounds somewhere, maybe getting healed, maybe not, do we think there's going to be another big confrontation between them in season 4? Do we not think that'll be repetitive, or is it just fun to see them kind of like Sherlock Moriarty style constantly fighting with each other?
I like that comparison.
That's a good
I wouldn't hate it.
That's pretty good. I like that. That's not bad. That's why she makes the big bucks.
I say we get it, but then they fall through the doorway.
Okay. So it's going to be like
there's still more clashes.
Tier. So my estimate is that we're going to do the Shido we're going to tier instead of Carian, and then the Aiel are going to take the stone, Rand's going to take Kalendor, etc. And instead of like the docks of Carian, it'll be the docks of the Stone of Tyr.
That's my guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or I don't even know. It doesn't have to be docks. It could be anywhere. Wherever a door is.
True.
They've moved things around so much on the show that we don't really know what's going to happen. There was a comment in chat on YouTube when we were talking about what Morraine would do, and someone said she sank the Terran ferry.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. That was right at the start, right from the get-go.
That didn't hurt. Well, that didn't actively hurt anyone. Someone decided to hurt themselves, but that wasn't her.
It was assisted. Yeah.
But she left all the Trollocs and murder on the other side to murder the guy's family.
Well, that's not something
that was part of the decision as well.
No, if of all the changes, and I'll never criticize them for like not understanding Morraine. Like they have, whether or not I agree with the Lanfear BS, like I don't, but her motivations have been true. Her like character is consistent throughout, and like how obviously Rosman does it is just extraordinary. But like, like I've never felt that that's not Morraine. It's just like, why are we making Morraine do that?
Yeah, it's different. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's different, but I mean, I guess if she thought that that's what was necessary for Rand to do what Rand needed to do, she would do it.
I mean, I love seeing them both on screen. They're both wonderful actresses that I cherish when they're together, and I hope that we get scenes with Moiraine and that scene gobbler Mogideon, man.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. If she starts licking on Moraine's ear or whatever the heck she does, I'm here for it.
Listen,
did you call her a scene goblin?
Yeah,
she's a scene
gobbler.
Gobbler.
Oh.
Yeah. Listen, everybody knows that I love me. The more books in my TV show, the more I love it.
Yeah.
We all know that. It's a known fact.
So do we all agree that whatever happens in what I assume is going to be Tyr is going to be a doorway, not a death?
Do you think there's a third doorway then in Tyr? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's not the question.
Well, it depends.
Implied, I guess.
It's going to depend on how I'm going to answer that.
Will Morraine go through a doorway wherever it is, whether it's in Tyr or not? Or will she die? Will she be gone?
I think she's going through a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you would introduce that world just for that one scene, to be honest. I think that's Chekhov's world now, and you don't just introduce it and never have it again.
Agreed.
So I believe if it's good storytelling, she will be put through.
Plus, you don't want to get rid of Rosamund forever. You want to bring her back. You even if she thinks she's not going to be at the last battle, I'm going to chalk that up to prophecy being wishy-washy.
I mean, and it's questionable whether you make us wait another season. I could see it being like early, and then she's back by the last episode.
Yeah, is Matt and Tom going to be the ones that go save her?
Oh wow!
Please. Well, he's the only. Yeah, I hope so.
Or will she not
Matt
need
specifically?
saving, like Nynaeve's block being broken? You know what I mean? Like that used to involve Lan. Not that she got saved by Lan, but it used to involve Lan, and then it didn't. Is this going to be something where like Moiraine doesn't need saving, or will it be Lan? You know what? I bet it's Lan actually.
I hope it's Matt.
I hope it's Matt too. I really hope it's Matt because I love Matt so much.
I do too. I love
That's one
some
of his
Matt.
coolest things that he does. I don't know.
Yeah.
Personally,
I want to
really
see. Well, is there anybody? This is show wise, right? Not book wise, but show wise. Is there any character that you would have loved to have seen Moiraine connect with more in the books that you might want to see on the show?
Ooh. Tom.
So you would rather build up to a romance than just have one happen? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The miracle, that was the miracle romance.
Morraine and I mean I can't. I've got Moghedien in my head now because
I want to see Moiraine and Nynaeve. Have more communication between Moiraine and Nynaeve.
They did have that standoff in season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have me thinking, did she ever speak to Elaine?
I was thinking Elaine too.
I don't think they ever communicated until later.
That would make more sense because they are family.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, spoilers.
How about Moiraine and Catswain?
Ooh.
I'd love to have a Catswain revealed in season 4.
Because Catswain
Are
kind
we
of like
getting Catswain?
That would be like the particle accelerator happening.
they've mentioned Catswain too many times to not bring us Catswain, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Elida is definitely going to call Moiraine back to the White Tower, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I hope so, because I hope she wrecks it.
I don't think she'll go.
I don't think she will.
You don't think so?
No. Although it could be
Chance
like
to confront her?
John Wick style, like, yeah, maybe she will for revenge.
They're chasing the Black Aja.
I was gonna say, do you
straight
think-
to the tower?
Do you think she would, once she finds out what happened, because I mean she knows that Siuan is dead, of course. Do you think once she finds out what happens, do you think there will be like a revenge plot for Moiraine on that, or do you think she'll be focused on the Dragon Reborn like she always is?
She spent 20 years looking for the Dragon
I know.
Reborn.
She spent 20 years sleeping with Siuan.
Whoa.
I mean,
it was more than just sleeping with Siuan.
Yeah, they didn't sleep much,
That's
buddy.
disrespectful, Tavern.
I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying not to be.
Jeez, take a moment of silence for the relationship.
R.I.P.
You know how I feel about romance in books. I'm like, man, whatever.
Wow.
That's why you like the Wheel of Time so much?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I skip past all that. That's why the slog for me is the Perrin Fail romance. It's like 3 books long. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the show did that right, where she just hops on a hobbled Perrin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You didn't mind. I didn't mind.
She hopped the hobbled parrot.
All right, so we haven't really fully got into Moraine's relationship with Rand. It's gone from a little bit. I mean, Rand has been kind of a turd to her, but then he sort of turned it around. He acknowledged what she'd done. He kind of went through all the plotting that she had done against him, and he was like, haha, yeah, totally, that made sense. Kind of. So
that was the weirdest conversation.
Yeah.
With yourself.
So do we think, because to me I'm like, no way will Moiraine go on a revenge arc because she's going to stick with Rand. Do you all agree with that? Do you like where they're at in their relationship and how their relationship has developed? Brother Dan, why don't you take this one at least first?
I do. Where this ends in season 3, I think they are at their most mature, advanced level that we've seen them. What this show does that the book didn't really do is have communication between our main protagonists.
Not in my Wheel of Time.
And boy, it sure helps with some of the relationships as a result.
Do you not get a memo on the TPS reports?
So when we see that very conversation that you referred to, Kritter, where Rand is kind of calling her out, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, I get it though," and she's like a little sheepish, but still a little like doesn't back down, and she says, "I told you, I'm your ride or die," and he's like, "Yeah, I get it. You are my ride or die, and I love the hat." And she's like, "Yes."
Good, because the hat's controversial for some people.
Coming up. There's a picture of the hat.
So I think that they are at their most comfortable, and I think that this is why we're going to lose Moiraine into the doorway, because Rand is going to be integral, I think, in a couple of these exchanges that he's coming up, and suddenly he's going to lose her.
I see. So it's going to be Rand facing a big loss.
And I can't wait. I really, really hope it's like that jealous rage freak out that we get in the books. I want Lanfear to go full Karen, dark friend.
We got some of that when she was
we
got just like, well, first of all, she was calling Egwene what, the like milk sop, or I can't even remember. Doe-eyed cow. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Insulting.
And then when she would like do the like head distortions and like pop the true power or whatever, that we're getting some jealous.
The dump scene especially. Oh, that pissed her off.
Yeah, so that'll be really fun if we get a Rosamund Pike tackle scene, I think, to defend Rand. That would be lit. I don't know. That would
be awesome because we know. Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be awesome because we know that both actresses have zero issues with being, at full contact.
Like grappling.
Right? Yeah. They have no issues going to town on a fight scene, so that'll be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, amazing. Any thoughts about her relationship with Rand before we do our not this video is sponsored by, but like a little fun little ad for Soundscape time?
I did think. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you first.
Oh, I was gonna say, to me, that conversation between Rand and Moiraine, although I thought, wow, this is really mature. I like that this iteration has this in it. It was quite awkward to me because, like we said earlier, he's like, "Were you the one that tried to kill us and separate us? And were the tax?" Yes. Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
No, not cool.
Nice.
Not cool.
All right,
you almost died.
Yeah. She's gonna have to like parse out like legalese, like, okay, so there was a gray man, not my fault. That was a different Forsaken. I was working with the just Lanfear. But
Listen,
no,
Nynaeve stabbing, that's all me. Nynaeve stabbing, no, actually that wasn't me. Wasn't me. That was Gray Man. That was not me.
Take credit for all of it, but not that.
And I guess we haven't even talked about like how the F did like Lan forgive her for that? It was like they just moved on. He gave her that dirty look, and then they moved on. Never
about the
mentioned
mission.
it
That
again.
dirty look
All
was
about the mission.
"I will do anything" speech. That's what that dirty look was, and he agreed when he rebonded.
Oof.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed their relationship all the way through in that it's morphed a lot. Like it seems realistic for what they're all experiencing.
Yeah.
And it really, the payout of the moment where he's like, "Thank you" to Morraine made it all worth it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was another one where I was like, oh, thank God. Like, he's going to stop being a little turd.
And, people were losing their mind until that moment just about their relationship. So to finally see it was cool. Yeah.
Do you think he brought that up to get her to stop?
Get her to stop meddling?
Like he knew that she did all that stuff. So he's like, listen, okay, I know the gig's up. I get it. Stop trying to kill my friends.
I think he was more like finally ready to acknowledge. And also he was about to walk into Alcair Dal and he asked her to like be there with him. Mm-hmm. So I think that was like we're a team and I'm acknowledging that. So I've got a big thing coming up. Let's be a team for that. You know what I mean? I just think he matured a lot in this season, matured, but also started getting a little fuzzy around the edges when it came to his mental health and like stability. And we're going to see more of that next season. And I can't wait to have Moiraine there, at least briefly, by his side, because she was the one, at least at one point, that could calm him down.
And you know what I love also, and I never really put this together, but like Moiraine messed up a lot. And in the book, she makes a lot of mistakes trying to like figure out how to help Rand. But like she had monumental mistakes. She led Rand to the and released the Forsaken. It was all a ruse. Like she got yoinked into this, and like that's on you, Moiraine. Rand wouldn't have found that. Like you had to take him there. That the whole like bubble of evil, horrible mistake. Like that can't.
Yeah.
It's very like, it's very like humanizing for these characters that have so much power, and that they are making mistakes. They're not like all knowing. They just have some power.
Yeah, she's not like Gandalf.
Yeah, she is the Gandalf of the Wheel of Time, but no one's Gandalf.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take a brief moment here to talk about a project that is actually so cool. So last for the Eye of the World and the Great Hunt, we had Jordan Rannells, who is the creator of the Soundscape of Time, on the Wheel and Chill show. So you may remember that stream, and if you don't, you can go check it out, or we'll kind of walk you through what the Soundscape of Time is and why you might consider backing his Kickstarter, because it is only, let me see if I can pull it up. We've got less than 2 weeks left to back this project. I haven't backed it yet, but I will probably tonight after the stream. I backed the first round happily because I am an audiobook girly to my core, and the Soundscape of Time is like a score and sound effects and stuff that you can listen to alongside the audiobook for like a full immersive Wheel of Time experience. And it is so stinking cool. So this is the page. This is Jordan Rannells' website, but you can go onto Kickstarter. He's done Lord of the Rings before. I think some Harry Potter, I'm not sure. But so for this new Kickstarter, like he's already done the first 2 books. He's also done Rosamund's version for book 1, which is notable. Books 3 and 4 are making good progress. And the next one is funding books 5 through 8. So if you want to keep being able to have awesome music going on while you're listening to the audiobooks, check out his Kickstarter. You know what? I'm going to add that to the description of this video too, and I'm going to have to remember a lot of things that I'm adding to the description of this video. I should have done it in advance. So basically, it takes a ton of time, a ton of work, and the Kickstarter is there to essentially get you the stuff, right? You'll get the audio tracks, but also fund him, because that's an immense amount of work and hours that he's spending, and he needs funding in order to do that. Winespring, did you not participate last time? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I participated as a musician, and so I play crystal singing bowls and Tibetan bowls, and was able to add music in that way. And it's actually starting up a little bit more. I have a message, so I haven't responded yet. So start sending in some more clips of that.
So that's, Winespring can continue her work also, hopefully. Maybe
come on, guys.
Like
that's great.
Yeah,
I don't know how they sound. Wait, that's not right.
Very close, actually.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
So I'm actually pulling up the Kickstarter right now, and I'll show you what that looks like. We've got the Soundscape of Time, part 2 of an immersive audio experience inspired by the Wheel of Time in 3D audio. Typed exactly to match the official audiobooks. Worth noting is now apparently, Jordan told me that there is an app, I think he said, that helps you line the two up, like the audiobook with the sound. Instead of like having to like click play at the same time, there's something that helps you do that. Jordan was in the chat earlier. Correct me if I'm messing any of this up. We are currently at 7,078 pledged of 14,364 goals. So we're about 50% there with 83 backers, 11 days to go. So if you want a cool 3D audio experience while you're listening to the Wheel of Time audiobooks, you should check out this Kickstarter. So I am going to try to add the link to this in the description of this video. Otherwise, you can literally just go on Kickstarter and search the Soundscape of Time, and this one's part 2. So I hope you check it out because it's totally cool and I want it to work. Okay.
Winespring has a new nickname, the Riz Spring Cafe.
Heyo.
Just got +2 Riz. Still playing the bowls.
Play bowls, baby.
Yeah, okay, Soundscape of Time. Jordan says, yep, just click one folder, then the next, and click sync, and you get a new set of MP3s with everything combined. So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah. That's all you're doing.
Nice.
That sounds cool. Awesome. So, that's that on that. Let's talk more about Morraine, shall we? Thanks, Jordan, for reminding me that we needed to talk about this. Okay, back to Morraine.
Morraine survived.
Morraine. All right. So, gosh, we talked about her relationship with. Whoa, there's a puppy.
I hear a puppy dog.
It's okay, as long as he's
I love
happy.
Puppy dogs.
As long as he's happy.
I got excited.
I hope that was excitement and not sadness.
Yep.
I hope so.
No.
Okay.
My son's friend just walked in.
Oh, so an excited whine.
I thought one of your legs was sticking out and
Oh,
like chew toy. No.
Hey, ow, hey!
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. Oh, I guess you know who we haven't talked about yet is her Morraine's relationship with Lanfear, her sister.
Yes.
Oh,
so Morraine in the show, I think we determined last episode that she's somewhat of a different age than she was in the books, right? In the show, she's like around, what'd we say, like 85, 90? I'm trying to think. Is that wrong? I don't even remember. Anyways, how do we feel about the introduction of her sister?
I kind of loved it.
Okay, let's hear about it.
I loved how that aspect of the anti-aging, was not explored.
Yeah.
Really. I guess maybe a little bit through Tom because she knew them, but like not to any real extent. And all of a sudden we see it like that's her younger sister and she's way older than her. And I love just that aspect alone. I was like, okay, that's a twist. Mm-hmm. It's canonical. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't explored. And I was like, I love that stuff. Like but it totally worked within like the canon. So yeah, I loved it. I don't know. Did it matter in the end? Like, so far, like that, it felt like that kind of happened, and then it's almost like, is it more character development? Like, you know what I mean? What else do we glean from that besides that? Like, oh no, Morraine feels like she, might be shirking duties and maybe the family guilt. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, did she mention Layman? I'm trying to remember because she's mentioned him a couple of times. And so there was like definitely not enough that anyone who hadn't read the books would be like, oh my gosh, they're talking about Layman's sin. You know what I mean? Definitely not that. And also Barthanes was involved and him being a dark friend, which is like book accurate, but also how did that matter in the end? There's like so much stuff that it's like, okay, this is some of the stuff is from the books and it's cool. Aes Sedai age really fast. So they're outgrowing their family, whatever. But in the end, in the grand scheme, how did that change the plot? Not sure.
It didn't really. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the thing with Barthanes, I think, was more to let, as far as I had, because I thought about that too. It was weird. They introduced him, then it was done, right? It was just odd. But they've done that a lot on the show. I'm not going to mention any names with Samael. But for me, the Barthanes thing, for me, the Barthanes thing was more showing us that Leandrin had her fingers in everywhere. She had eyes and ears everywhere.
Okay,
even inside Morraine's household.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
So that's what I got out of it, but it took a while to get there because I too was like, "What the f is going on?"
I found that this was more her sister's story than it was Morraine's.
Yeah.
Right? So Morraine, she shows up. She's super flustered. She does not want to even like have tea with her sister, and her sister like sits her down and says, "Yo, you left to go save the world, and I had to deal with all the aftermath." That guilt trip, but also the jealousy of not not being special, not being the chosen one, right? If only one person in the family is Aes Sedai, they, gosh, that it took her side. And so with her devotion to Barthanes, with him being the dark friend, and her being the one to execute him, or at least imprison him, was entirely her arc.
Yeah.
Moiraine was there to just watch it and feel a little regret and respect for her sister.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that gave me Petunia vibes. You not only lost your mother that night, I lost a sister, that special sister. Petunia had the exact same jealousy that Anvir
that's
had
interesting. From Harry Potter, just in case.
Yeah, sorry, from Harry Potter.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks for that translation.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That missed. Yeah.
Sorry,
I thought it was Porky's girlfriend.
Sorry, listen, my brain just goes off sometimes.
It's okay. So I'm not gonna lie. I agree that in the grand scheme, it was basically there for character development, and one of the characters that developed the most was Anvir, who got thrown into the season without us ever knowing her. But because of how great that actress did, it just felt kind of like Game of Thronesy in a good way, where it's like, this is delicious drama. Like, the tea is piping hot in this family.
Yes.
And I enjoyed watching it, even though I saw people's complaints online, like, why are we spending time with them when we could be spending time with Matt? And granted, I would have loved to spend more time with Matt. Don't get me wrong.
Always more Matt.
But at the same time, it was entertaining, and it's a TV show, so it worked for me.
Well, and we got to the Game of Houses was super fun.
Yeah.
And the plot development for around Leandrin.
Yeah.
And what's been going on there was great. And TV, really fun. Let's see, what else? Really fun. It was good.
It was fun.
Like, it was good TV. It was fun to watch.
If you take a step back from your book person, the book, which I basically just do all the time, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
And seeing, that there are powerful players that are not Aes Sedai is a good reminder too within this world, because like with season 3, I hate Tanchico, and I'm like, why don't the Aes Sedai just handle the culture there and just fix it? Well, there is more powerful. There are people who are powerful that aren't like within the Aes Sedai, and so then the Anvir storyline was kind of a good little point in that direction too.
Yeah.
Our first time watchers, or our non-book reader watchers, were a little confused to how Elida suddenly became super accepted. When the last time we had seen her, they didn't even want her in the Reds' quarters. Yeah. And suddenly all these Reds are going off and doing a mission to support her and stuff. They were like, how does she have friends suddenly?
I'd be honest with you, anything to take down a blue, I think the Red would have jumped on, especially Swan.
And to put a Red in charge. Yeah.
And to put a Red in charge. Yeah, 100%. Now, was that translated on screen? Not so much.
I think
you're right. It was kind of abrupt.
In my mind, it was Swan did a silly thing, which was get the highest out of the tower, and the highest was the one that was not pro Elida, right? She was the one that was putting a big barrier up between Elida and everybody else. The other one, Galena,
the one that accepted the gift.
Yeah, Galena. You could see from the very beginning was kind of digging Elida up, right? She's like, "Oh, I guess we will need a new sitter." There was all of these comments that she was making,
subtleties.
Yeah, that it seemed like she was on board with whatever Elida was doing. So I guess to me, but I can see how some of that stuff would kind of fly below the radar for people who aren't super in the know about these characters.
But you have to remember, Dan, to your point though, there are those Red sisters who run up to the house, to the Amberlin, the hall, right? And all the warders pony up. They start taking their belts off, taking, loosening their tie they're all ready to fight, right?
Yeah,
automatically,
right? So, but they were not with Elida. They were there to stop her.
They weren't there for that. What part are you talking about?
An episode one.
When the Reds walked up, Elida wasn't there yet. That was
shit. You're right. Oh my god.
That was the beginning of the season.
All right. You're right.
I was
how embarrassing. Sure. Oh my god.
I know.
Boo, Ryan. Boo.
I like where you were going with it. I just wanted to make sure we were on point.
Sorry, I was with you. I was like, yeah, I mean, there is a rift because the Reds were excluded from the hall. But I didn't realize it didn't connect that you were talking about it. But to your point, there was a rift because the Reds were excluded from the hall from episode 1.
That's true.
So
are we gonna get some full circle? So Swan was from Tyr, right? A village near Tyr.
Mhm.
I believe we are going to Tyr.
Sounds like
so.
it.
Are we going to get some emotional circular feelings with in regards to Swan and Moraine when they go there?
Oh my god, that question just made me think, like, is Moraine gonna go to Swan's like family home?
Right.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
no,
will
why'd
cry.
you do that?
I will be gone.
Why'd you do that, Dan?
In my feels.
We try not to make Kritter cry on the show.
It's okay. I've got my
This old one-armed fisherman.
He's got
sitting
her
there.
tear. She's got her tear reflectors.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Puppets don't cry.
Puppets don't cry.
I hadn't even thought about that. That's such a good point. That Moraine will be in Swan's hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not somebody in chat, Nine Eve, which is a very clever name, Nine Eve Sedai, said that the family home burned down.
True. I guess like her old stomping grounds. Like she could find relatives.
Also, that guy's not alive. Like they're so old now.
Some old
her
woman
dad?
guy?
Yeah, her dad.
Yeah,
not.
Yeah,
but what if she has like a half sibling? What I don't know. We don't know.
Okay,
They're gonna give us emotions. We just know it.
I'm just inventing stuff to get upset
you know what?
about in my head.
Kritter, I bet you she has a family tattoo that is visible on the shoulder that Moraine would be able to identify.
Oh my god!
Tattoo.
I just got goosebumps. You just gave me goosebumps.
But do you think that the news of Swan's death will get there ahead of Moraine?
Wow.
No. Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Boo.
Instant wow.
Boo.
Shame. Shame.
Tavern boo.
Shame.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Rand. Oh, sorry.
Horrible. Horrible.
All right,
Stop, y'all are bad.
Anyways,
since
we are speaking of Swan, something that we kind of glazed over that we didn't talk
She's
about.
like routing.
No, I was like, but like in season 2, since we're talking about Moraine's entire arc, season 2, Swan used that oath against Moraine. How do we feel about because the relationship Moraine said was inextricably broken after that.
Yeah.
And then they said they loved each other, that they would see each other in their next lives, etc. How did that hit for you all? Was that believable? Like that Moraine would just be like, we're done for good because of that? Even though she agreed that she would have done the same and might have done worse?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
It was believable.
I thought it was emotionally mature.
Okay.
Like she knows herself so well, but she's hurt and she's just speaking to that. And like she's betrayed and she's just speaking to that.
Yeah.
And I loved it, and I loved how they, the whole I'll keep loving you.
And,
right. Like that whole encompassing the circular time thing was so great.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it actually.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a beautiful scene. That was my probably my biggest cry. Of the season was that sequence of events. They hit us with that, and then they hit us with Nynaeve and her make-believe daughter. Like, guys, what are we doing?
From one mother to another. Yes, it was
true.
I hated the decision that Moraine had to, or that Swan had to make there.
Yeah.
So look at it through her eyes, right? She's seeing Moraine walking with Lanfear and the Dragon Reborn. She hasn't seen Moraine in a good 20 years, besides a couple shack-ups, literal shack-ups. And so she is like, she uses her compulsion. She says, I command you to step away. And it's a really shitty thing to do. And no one likes it. But what else are you going to do if you think your friend is that compromised that they're walking with the literal devil and a nuclear weapon?
And
100%.
And Moraine, so the very fact that Moraine can say what you did will never be okay with me, basically.
Yeah.
But that in your shoes, I would probably have done even worse. What does that say about what Moraine thinks of herself?
This goes back to what we were talking about earlier, and what she's willing to do. Right, to get the Dragon Reborn to where he needs to be, and in the light win. I mean, we talked about this earlier. I think the whole thing between Moraine and Swan, when she said it was irrevocably broken, basically came down to, aside from all of the other stuff that we can talk about, right? Whether it was too dark or whether, just a lack of communication on both their parts, which is right up Wheel of Time. It's right in the Wheel of Time, lack of communication, right? They talked, but they didn't talk enough. Moraine still, as much as she loved her, still didn't trust her.
Yeah,
as much as we thought. That. Yeah.
Yeah. Dana Luhu in the chat says what Swan did was as bad as using an Adam on Moraine. I agree. Yeah. I mean, what she did was unforgivable. The moment it happened, I was like, I'd be done.
Fuck that.
It amazes me how horrified people are at Swan compelling Moraine, right?
Yeah.
But then we get Robin in season 3, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, that's creepy." But man, how powerful is that? And it was a totally different
he's a
vibe
Forsaken.
on how he felt. I get it, but it's still the same thing.
He's a bad guy. We know it's bad, but we can acknowledge that it's kind of like impressive.
Impressively naughty.
Yeah. Like it took everything Swan had to get Moraine to do it, but Robin's just walking around on autopilot.
Yeah, no.
He just made it look good, and Swan did not.
Swan made me mad in season 2, and so the fact.
Wait. Did she use compulsion or did she use the oath?
She used
the oath,
but
it's the oath, which
is kind of like
potato.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moraine had no choice either way. But again, let's look at what she was seeing.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
No, that's what I'm saying. I completely agree with Ken. What she was seeing was blowing her mind. Mm-hmm. You're right. She's with the Forsaken and she's got the Dragon Reborn, but the Dragon Reborn part shouldn't have been too much because she had already met him. Hell, she had him shielded, right, and was keeping him in a back pocket and not telling anybody either. So
right, but Lanfear wasn't right next to him, holding his hand and looking all sexy.
No. Listen, she can't help it. She's drawn that way.
I think the difference between Robin and Swan is like the sound we hear from Moraine when she's being forced to turn and move almost robotically versus just seeing people almost get like loosey-goosey, like whatever. What he's saying is right.
Oh, yeah. I forgot your name.
Like with Sawanimo, it was rough watching.
Well, and again,
how it affected her.
To Dana Luhu's point, this was the love of her life. Like, imagine. It's like, to me, how you can, Aes Sedai can compel their warders via the warder bond. Mm-hmm. It'd be like, because some Aes Sedai like marry their warders or whatever, it'd be like them doing that to their spouse. Like, horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Honestly, like, personal anecdote, which is a thing that I do.
Sharing, overshare.
Brother Jade and Ryan, this is a thing. I think I might have actually said this before on the stream, so if you've been around, you may know this already, but Mr. Kritter once told me that he would not be my warder because the nature of the bond is so, like, problematic that it wouldn't make sense.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I know I was at first very offended, but then, it is problematic because of the compulsion aspect, like the obey, thing. And essentially Swan took advantage of having that power over Moraine. Mm-hmm. And to me, that would be unforgivable. I understand why Moraine did what she did, even though when she said she would have done the same thing, I was like, well, then why can't you forgive her? Like, I don't know.
What happened to her?
It did happen.
How about this? How about when she said I would have done the same thing? She's saying that I would have legitimately questioned your character.
Oh,
because
100%.
that's what you did to me. She in that instant needed Swan to trust her more than she's ever trusted anybody ever in her entire life. An ungodly ask, but she needed that to happen, and Swan wasn't strong enough to give her that.
But wait, there's another aspect that we haven't discussed. You talked about seeing her with Lanfear and with Rand, right? The devil and the nuclear bomb. What we haven't discussed is the fact that Swan saw Moraine channeling. At that point in the story, Moraine was supposed to have been stilled and could not channel. So here and now, Swan is seeing her lying to her. Is what she even said. You can channel, or you so there was a whole lot of stuff happening.
Right. And she's like, no, that just got fixed. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You were just like 5 minutes earlier.
This kid just poked me in the chest, and I was good.
So
I jumped my car.
Oh no!
So here's why that line's so crazy. I'm all up in I love this conversation. Like, so she says I would have done the same thing, which means I would have tried to stop you. Not if I were you, I would have tried to stop me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So she's saying you're like, there's something about your character that allows disbelief, but with me, I would have trusted me. If she was watching her go, she would have let her go. Does all this make sense? So she's not lying when she said I would have done the same thing. She wouldn't have done it to herself.
Well, Dana Lou brought up a good point. When I left it at she was lying to her, but Dana Lou brought up a good point. Lying also means Black Aja.
I mean, yeah,
and I don't believe that's the case.
I don't think
Yeah, I mean that's but it's a viewpoint that she might have thought. Oh wow, she can actually lied to me. She can actually channel.
And why wouldn't she think that? I mean, to a certain degree, because there she is with the queen of the of Lanfear.
The queen of the Lanfear.
The queen of the Lanfear.
So LOC is in the chat, getting the facts straight. So Swan made Morraine close the gate, then Lanfear showed up, KO'd Swan, and opened it herself. So technically, Morraine was with the nuclear bomb and not the devil when Swan made the decision that she made. She
I thought Swan walked up. No, yeah.
Lanfear showed up and busted,
flicked her. Just get out of here.
But at the same time, Swan did think that she was doing the right thing, right? Because Morraine had spent 6 months not training Rand. Rand was a loose cannon. Rand didn't know anything. Rand could be shielded by a single Aes Sedai, which let me tell you, the internet was mad about that.
Lack of communication.
Lack of communication is right. But that's just Wheel of Time. That's Wheel of Time
book accurate. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So
Canon.
Rafe, after Swan's death in the season 3 finale, everyone who was a Moiraine shipper, which is most everyone, I think, probably, who has good opinions. I'm just kidding, but seriously. Rafe did say that not only did he talk to Sophie about it, but it's the Wheel of Time. And so in his head, there was always a way we might see them together again. So are we thinking we're going to get future lives with them? Or what's that?
Could you imagine?
First off, I wish that wouldn't happen.
No.
Okay.
100%
I'd watch it. I'd watch it for sure.
That would totally dissolve anything.
Ryan,
give me some flicker.
Ryan, why do you want it to not happen?
Okay, no. Why don't no. I was specifically saying I wish we didn't get things from Rafe that make you question what we just watched.
Yeah,
we
okay.
Like when he was like Loyal's alive, I was so upset. Like, let me sit with that. Like, anyway. So
he said Loyal's alive.
Well, after Loyal got stabbed by the evil dagger.
No.
When he got stabbed by the evil dagger.
No, not season 3 Loyal.
Okay, I was like,
okay.
What did I miss?
Season 1 Loyal.
Season 1.
You see everything, you know.
My bad. Okay, I see how that.
I was going to start breaking my graphics back out with my
He
theories.
fell through a portal beneath. No.
I've heard theories.
So no, I want Morraine to be happy. Like I hope somehow like she gets her love back. Like that's clearly like something I don't think she's gonna move on from for the rest of the series. I don't think she's shacking up with nobody. I think she's gonna bear this out.
Yeah.
Like
I have
how
a theory.
could she?
So if Morraine goes into the archway, or I'm sorry, the stone door frame, and I could see the fox person putting her just in the love shack, and just like how she was sitting on the floor and she's like, "Hi dear, what's up?" When Swan walks in and one of her flickers, I could see her being her existence until she comes and gets captured or rescued. And she's like, well, no, I don't know what you mean. This is what I want. And they're like, no, the Dragon Reborn needs you. The Dragon Reborn. She goes, oh shit.
Oh, so you think you're gonna trap her in the love shack?
And then has to leave the love shack on her own.
That
hurts me a
Wait, I'm
little
stuck
bit.
on my cords.
God damn it, Dan. Yeah, well done.
Interesting.
Listen,
Well,
did you get new felt? What's going on? That was amazing.
Critter's my muse.
Well, okay. I mean, if you insist. But no, that's so interesting because honestly, okay, so a couple things. One, the fin feed off emotion. What more emotional thing could she have than the shack with
Her
Swan?
love for Tom.
Holy F. Thing number 2, oh my gosh, I've already forgotten. No, people in my TikTok comments have been like, could Morraine just go ask the fin to bring Swan back to life? And in my brain, I'm like, well, you can't heal death, but that's not healing. So I have to come up with like I don't think so. But I don't know why, but I could. But technically they could give her Swan in that way. Oh my God, my mind, it's blown. That is
it's so
wild.
icky though. It's so
really
icky.
icky. It's
People
really
are
icky.
very upset by that.
It's like Rand at the end of season 1. Sorry, I've been having to sneeze for like 5 seconds.
Just let it go.
Let it go.
Wait, so brother Dan, would she be cognizant of the fact, or would she just appear there and like have felt like she lived there her whole life?
I think she would just think that it was her existence was this the entire time,
like a loop,
until she is reminded about the Dragon Reborn and gets snapped out of it, and then actively participates in her own escape.
I'm into that.
So
I
like that. It would be amazing, but
I'd watch it.
What happened? I can't recall when she was in there in the books.
She was suspended in like a state of hell, basically, and they gave her that.
So that would 100% make sense. Then it could actually work, which to me
would just be the opposite.
I would say this. I would hate it only because the show enough times does something and then erases what they did with some other crazy stuff that happens.
I mean, that's not erasing though. Like having Swan, like alternate weird AI Swan in the Finn realm, that's not erasing it. That's.
And if you give us the more Finn, I mean, it's gonna be the best show ever.
It's true. More Finn. Hashtag more Finn.
More Finn.
More Finn.
More Finn.
Mighty Morphin power boxes.
Tugger.
Wait, are we being sarcastic? I don't know what your show's take on the Finn are.
Oh
well,
no, we like
I
the Finn.
actually love the Finn.
I thought they were okay. I thought they were
like
decent.
obsessively.
I mean, they or him, the one.
Well, him, yes.
I want to see the snakes. I want to see the snakes.
I want to see snakes.
And the weirder, the better.
I thought it was cool.
Truly.
I'm not 100% in love with the Finn, but I thought they were cool, and they were. I mean, for what they did on the show with it, I thought it was fine.
Like it was we had
jarring.
a straight reversal, right? Instead of him filling the holes in his memory,
yeah,
they took it.
Wild.
He got rid of his old tongue, right? I mean, he got less interesting at parties. Suddenly.
I don't think he lost his old tongue.
Is
I don't
gone.
think
No.
so.
No. He just said he couldn't remember how he got there.
Which to me, so like in the books, he did have gaps in his memory after Dagger Mat ended, right? So that's like
yes,
book accurate in the wrong order.
Yes,
essentially.
Yeah.
And so the
So
question,
they replaced those holes with the memories of other people.
And so the question
Which
is
is
like,
so fun.
what's going on? Does he still have the memories of the great generals? Does he just not have screaming in his head?
Yeah,
You know, because they said they could fix him, or he asked to be fixed.
Yeah.
Was that the fix?
done.
Yeah, those are the holes that need to be okay.
We'll just have to watch season 4.
Yeah.
Find out.
As
Oh,
soon
we
as it
ended
gets
up on Matt. How did we
renewed.
end up on Matt?
I love Winespring.
Right.
So many.
Okay. Well, what else is there to talk about Moraine? Everybody left. Gosh, dang it. Bubbles of Evil, fam. This is just, it's too much. It's too much. But in the chat, let us know what else is there to talk about Moraine. Show on stream, Collabcam 1, we've got that. We're going to Winespring, Collabcam 2, show on stream.
Yeah, for sure. I know. I get it.
And I was not thrilled.
Ryan, we can't see you looking if you're trying to copy Rum Tum Tugger. I can't tell what you're doing over there, buddy.
No, I would never Rum Tum Tugger live.
Dude, the privacy on him.
So I think so we had a bubble of evil there. Were you all saying that your show is less high on the Finn? Are you less into them? Okay. Is it just that how it was kind of smaller than it was in the books? Like there's only one, there wasn't a big labyrinth, stuff like that.
Yeah, I wasn't into the outfit at all.
Oh.
Not even the shoes or the vest?
I feel like the shoes was the weakest part of the outfit.
No, it was Teen Wolf.
So weird.
Wow.
Was,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I will say that
it's nice
sometimes
having you guys on the show.
No.
Just kidding.
I will say that they focus creativity on things that to me aren't as important as other things. When it comes to costuming and props, like for example, we got the fin, and granted, it looked cool. It looked like Paris Fashion Week cool, but then we get a detergent bottle for the Hone of Valir. So to me,
but they made fun of it, so that was a good acknowledgement.
Little inside joke. You didn't have to, but it was
to.
glorious
It was
that they
horrible.
did.
I don't know. I don't know.
The Finn shouldn't dress like Pitbull.
Wait, Pitbull dresses like that?
dog?
He's from Miami, man. I've never seen
He
Pitbull
wears
dress
human
like
skin. No, I'm kidding. But really,
I mean, the angles of the shots, the jarringness. Like, I thought it was. So
I was
creepy
upset that there was
weird.
only one of them.
Yeah, I think that when you're trying to introduce a new thing, to just kind of have one felt like underwhelming. And that tiny little pedestal he was standing on for no reason,
well, technically,
I thought was silly.
It's from the books, right?
They was in the
pedestals are
books,
from
wasn't it?
Books, but they're
Yeah, the
like
pedestals were in the
tall
books.
pedestals from what I read.
That is
like,
how I remember reading it. They were like towering.
Yeah.
I
You
did
had to look up.
Yeah, the depiction in the show to me was giving kind of like circus, right? Because it was a circular room. They were up on like a little pedestal. Like it
big
was
tent.
kind of theatrical. I don't know, but I liked how the fin looked. I thought it was cool. I actually thought it was CGI. I couldn't believe that it was practical effects.
Oh, you guys are getting called out in chat, by the way. There's
Yeah.
Dan and Ryan.
Where you?
Matt
no,
Dagger.
yeah, I know.
Matt Dagger said Dan and Ryan do not speak for all us leaflets.
Leaflets. Okay, noted.
That means that they did like the fin, I think.
Matt Stagger, you beautiful apologist.
Very nice. Very
We are
nice.
talking about Morraine here, which technically the fin is Morraine adjacent.
It is.
We can always find our way to the fin. From
You know what? If we get to the fin in, let's say, season 8, because that's going to happen, the budget will be astronomical. We can get as many fin of both kinds as we want, I think. That's going to be my goal.
What do you guys think, since we're talking about Morraine past, present, and future, where, given that we've gotten the bubble of evil that happened and the Greyman that both happened in Tyr, that's already happened on the show, right? Aside from Kalendor, what do you think Morraine's, if and when she returns, and I'm assuming she goes with him to Tyr, I don't see why she wouldn't, what do you think her role is going to be, or what her arc is going to be in that?
Rand.
So by that time, the show is going to be kind of differing from. I mean,
well, we do have the Couladin problem.
Couladin.
Yeah.
So
Good reminder.
I
There's the
think
hat.
that she is going to be instrumental in somewhat helping to navigate that whole sticky situation.
Hmm.
And then she's
I
going
don't think
through a
she's
door.
leaving Rand's side until she gets bumped off or pushed through a door. I think she's going to be with Rand from here on out.
Yeah,
until she
ride
can't
or
be.
die. Yeah, shit, barnacle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Barnacle,
so.
yeah.
Well, and what's interesting is like we got some of that relationship that know happens in season 3, where it was like, I need you to swear that you'll not try to get me off my path, and she's like, I swear this thing, and he's like, it's not good enough, Moiraine. So is she going to swear to Rand? That hasn't happened yet.
We lost.
Yeah,
I thought it was you, Kritter, but no, it was Ryan.
No, we lost Ryan.
Welcome back, Ryan.
I'll bring it back. One sec. He's clap cam 4. There we go. Okay.
So rude.
So is
Actually,
Morraine
you
going
know
to swear to Rand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I do as well. I could. Oh man. Yeah, I think so. I think she will.
Okay.
I think she will, and then be gone.
I mean, she said the tower needs to, right, swear fealty to the Dragon Reborn. So what's the difference between her and the tower?
And
right?
we saw it. We saw it in one of her ring visions.
Correct.
True.
Just one? I thought it was a couple, but yeah, definitely one.
There was one in the two rivers. The two rivers when she knelt.
Big time.
In. Yeah.
Yeah, and he looked arrogant as.
Tiago Araujo in Super Chat from Brazil, $10. Thank you so much, or I don't know what Brazilian dollars are called, but thank you. Quick question. What was Moiraine casting in the last episode before Lanfear attacked her from behind? Shield. Thanks, hello from Brazil. It did feel like a shield. It's just that she was casting it in front of her, and Lanfear came from behind. So it didn't quite work the way she was hoping.
Yeah, let's not get into the tactics of the people on this show that are horrible. Horrible tactics.
It did look like a shield to me.
Yeah, she was making a giant ass shield to cover Alcar Adal.
Yeah.
To
So nobody
keep
could
Lanfear out. Yeah.
nuke Rand, basically. But she did that at her own expense, which is very Moraine of her.
A protective dome,
Oh, the
according to
golden
Dana
bowl.
Lou. Does that make y'all think of anything else?
Protective dome.
The dream
Like
spike.
my
Oh, the
or
dream
my hat.
spike.
It's a
Ooh.
protective dome.
Does it make
Your
you think
dome.
of something else?
It should, but I haven't read the books in so long, and I'm intentionally not until they're done with the show.
Are you talking about the one over the hill?
Dumai's Wells? Isn't there like a dome?
Dumai's
or a
Wells,
There
yeah.
is one at Dumai's
bubble?
Wells. There's also
It's kind of a big deal. Yeah.
There was also the one I think didn't they put a
forgetting that.
dome over?
Yeah, Kritter, gotcha.
They had a dome over Rand and Nynaeve while they were cleansing the taint. didn't
That
they?
is
Yeah.
something that I vaguely remember.
Yeah.
The protective domes are kind of a thing, so maybe she's going to perfect that a little bit after this with.
Yeah.
Nice hat, Brother Dan. Copy.
I just noticed Tavern has the same hat, right?
Why are you listen?
I got mine too over there.
Yeah, mine's behind.
I'm not
me.
going to go get it.
Right.
I'm not gonna go.
I'm
I'm
not.
not getting up, you guys. I'm wearing camouflage
I'm gonna tell you
pants
right now.
right now. That
Stay
is
right
my
here.
outfit.
I'm gonna tell you right now. This is the first time that Winespring has objected to pulling a prop in.
It's too far.
I'm afraid if I grab it, like six
Way over
things
there.
are going to fall.
Okay.
I
That's
like
a
this
big
hat. I
mess.
look like a young journalist. out for a
You
scoop.
do.
You do. Tell-
Duh.
The one that they put in harm's way.
The mayor hates seeing me at his office.
You're here to ask and beg one more time for the announcement
Mayor,
date
just
for
one
season
question.
4.
Breaking news from Jordan Studios. Season 4 has been.
This just
Oh, we're
in.
cutting away to another important message.
Yeah.
Not funny.
Hey, everyone! I hate to do this, but I actually have a heart out. I failed to mention this earlier,
Oh,
but
not
I
a
gotta,
problem.
I gotta bail. I'm
Okay,
enjoying
yeah.
the conversation. I've had an amazing time.
Okay, we've loved having you.
Show.
Why?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Are we losing Dan as well?
Heck no.
All right.
No,
Heck no.
that's the beauty of the arrangement.
Okay.
We go longer this way.
Well, it
Yeah.
was lovely
So-
having you.
He
Thank you
just
so
tagged
much.
me in. I just crawled over the rope, and now I just.
Oh, no
No
pants.
pants,
No
Dan.
pants. No
No
pants.
No
All right.
Hanson. All right,
All right,
Ryan.
Good night, Ryan.
All right,
Bye.
bye,
Good to
buddy.
see you, Ryan.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.
Is it because he didn't have his hat?
Oh,
Yeah, I
we
think
felt
so.
bad
He
about
didn't get
that.
it.
I could see that. I could see that.
I swear to God, if I spit on camera, I'm going to be really mad at Winespring.
I hope it comes out your nose.
It almost did.
There we go.
You can feel the burn.
Oh, very nice.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think we were coming to some kind of a logical conclusion, unless there are other things that we haven't yet talked about Moraine, about her future, about her past, that we should be talking about, other than her insanely slay outfits, including this hat.
Including the hat for sure.
I will say that Morraine's story is the longest story arc that we have. We do have it from the prophecy going forward. And I do love to see the development of her. When she was just novice or accepted with Siuan, there was a real schoolgirl energy to them both.
Oh, yes.
And I really think that every scene that she's in, she kills it. Her facial expressions when she was in the rings, Rosamund Pike, it brought tears to my eyes. Just like the trauma that she was experiencing, I could see on her face.
Yeah.
And I could see a lot of. I didn't know her as an actress really before this, and she is really one of the better actresses that I know of now. I mean, I'm dumb about stuff like this, but I love what she does. I really.
Rosamund Pike?
She's brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you got to watch some of her movies.
I recommend Gone Girl.
Yep.
If you're interested more in like a modern take on sort of like medical corruption, I Care a Lot is super interesting. She's in Pride and Prejudice. Obviously, she's a smaller role in Pride and Prejudice. She's basically the pretty sister, but she nailed it because she's gorgeous.
She did.
So yeah, she's in everything I've seen her in. She's just fabulous.
She's phenomenal.
I have not seen Gone Girl.
Winespring.
I know. I keep
She
thinking of.
wasn't
I'm gonna do like a marathon of like Rosamund Pike movies in between seasons.
We should have a stream about Rosamund Pike movies.
Let's
Gone
do
Girl
it.
especially.
Yes,
but,
that would be very fun.
Movies?
What?
Are you going to make me watch movies?
At least Gone Girl. Oh my gosh, guys, the bubbles of evil are insane. But we'll bring them back. We will bring them back. Everybody should watch Gone Girl. She's the best actress in our generation. The fact that she hasn't yet.
I will I will stream Moiraine movies anytime over Love Is Blind.
Until you watch a season, and then we're gonna have you.
I've watched clips. I'm good.
Clips aren't the same.
Listen, I lost brain cells. I lost brain cells.
The first third of Love Is Blind is cool. The wedding prep, barf, please.
Oh, but the
Get
weddings
out of there.
though. The weddings.
Are so intense.
The drama. I love them.
Critter, we need to do a show on it. It'd be very fun.
Honestly,
We're
my
gonna
mom.
do a Love Is Blind party, and the only thing is we're just gonna have cups that are gold that you can't see through.
You have
and
to.
you don't know whose cup. You're like, I'm sorry, is this my cup? No, I didn't drink that.
Not sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I like the drinking part.
Another personal anecdote. My mom was in town whenever the most recent season dropped, and so we were watching the pod episodes with her, but then she had to leave like before they left the pod, so she didn't get to see the vacation. She didn't get to see them living together, whatever. And so she was here this past weekend over Mother's Day, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you have to tell me what happened." And I was like, "But aren't you gonna watch them?" And she was like, "Absolutely not." So no, but she's like, "Ain't nobody got time for that," essentially. So me and Mr. Kritter literally sat there. We were like, "Oh yeah," and then this couple, we were like showing her the pictures on our phone, like, "This guy was such a POS," and like she was so into it. The tea, it was scalding, and she was living for it. So
you have lured Mr. Kritter into this as well.
Mr. Kritter and I have been watching these together since the pandemic, like the first weekend of COVID lockdown. We watched it.
I will say, I got hooked on The Circle.
We love The Circle too. We watched both of them.
I wouldn't watch Love Is Blind because Love Is Blind is right up there with that one where it's like they get married before they even know who they.
Oh, it's not even close to that.
Or Married at First Sight.
Okay. Same concept.
No,
it's
like
not
brain cell.
What are we talking about,
happen.
guys?
Well, not Morraine anymore.
Oh, it's not Morraine anymore.
She would not go on Love Is Blind.
I will say, Sith Guy in the chat is saying that Rosamund Pike is the antagonist for the upcoming Now You See Me movie. So that's cool.
Tavern, have you heard about that movie that's coming out?
Yeah, I watched the trailer. I told you about it earlier. Thank you very much. I reported some important stuff. I am offended that you brought that back up in a sarcastic way.
Anyways, okay. So I completely agree with Brother Dan that I think Rosamund's been killing this. And I think that Morraine being billed as kind of the main protagonist, at least in season 1, before we really knew who the dragon was a cool marketing play, and it made her more interesting as a person than she was in the books until Newspring, when we actually got her perspective and learned that she was more than just the Gandalf figure of the Wheel of Time. So we got that version of Morraine throughout the entire show series, and I've been living for it because she's such a complex character. She does have flaws, and she's being played by such an amazing actress. So I have like 10 out of 10 no notes as far as her as a person, how she's being portrayed. Obviously, I might have changed some things that happened in season 2. That was my least favorite season for her by a long shot. But overall, I think it's been a super fun ride with her.
Yeah. And not just her acting, but I will say this: I'm not anti Sharon Gillan. I don't want anybody to say that. I like the stuff in the Wheel of Time. I just think some things don't need to be changed. But the costumes that they put for Morraine, she is setting the bar across all the boards when it comes to her costume design. I mean, the outfit for Carrie-Anne, still probably one of my favorites of all of her wardrobe. I mean, that thing is amazing.
I think my favorite is the season 3 finale, which is the one that I'm trying to make. Hopefully, we'll be making for WatCon.
You know how they made that, right?
Sharon posted about it. It's
it was
leather that's been.
Well, I think it was like a wooden laser etched thing that they did.
Well, the material is leather, but they did laser etch it. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to cut it. But it'll be fine.
X-Acto knife and a lot of patience.
Yeah, well, X-Acto knives and leather aren't the best combo.
Nope.
But we'll see. I'm gonna figure it out. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. But no, I completely agree. Sharon Gillan's Morraine has been.
Yeah.
That has been a 10 out of 10 no notes, and that includes the hat.
Yeah, the hat. I didn't have a problem. Why did everybody have such a problem with the goddamn hat?
It was jarring. It didn't seem like it
Like they
should
wouldn't
be
have
there.
hats in the sun?
Look, I didn't say I agreed. I'm just
Straw
telling
hats
you
have been
what I've
around
seen.
since time immemorial, so I think it fit. But maybe because
was
it wasn't
fine.
like a high fashion item like everything else Moraine wears, maybe that was the problem. I don't know. I liked it.
Oh, yeah. So, what is like our favorite moment, like Moraine moment
Ooh,
from
oh, yeah.
all seasons, not just the first, like all of them? Ooh, and least favorite. Let's just do both.
Okay, when she was a bitch to Lan, least favorite.
That was rough. That was rough.
Yeah, when she said, like, well, granted, I knew that she was pushing him away when she's like, "We've never been equals," but the way he took it made me super mad at her.
Yeah.
And also when she was being pouty at the beginning of season 2, like when she was like in her study, just like, close the door. I'll take my food up here. That stuff, I hate it. I hated it. Somebody else.
Lots of hate. Got it.
For me, there were a couple of times where she was very kind of aloof and dismissive of the characters, especially the Emmenfield 5 toward the beginning. And it gave, I don't know, I didn't like that as much. It gave me a very and I hate bringing this up, you know how I hate comparing it to this book series, but it's the way it is. It gave off that same vibe when Dumbledore was ignoring Harry for like a whole freaking book. And so whenever, like when Lan yelled at her and she just kind of turned and walked away, it was just very, I mean, if you're trying to save the world, that's not the way you do it. A little tact, a little charisma would work wonders. But that was my least favorite.
Okay.
I have to I'm still thinking about my favorite.
So am I, yeah. Okay, Brother Dan, do you have a least favorite?
My least favorite might be her treatment of her family when she was there. She was so preoccupied. She was so. I mean, her sister hadn't seen her in so long, and she was very poo-pooish to the whole family. I didn't like that very much. I didn't like how she treated Lan, but I guess nope,
got it.
They've been friends for a long time, so whatever. But the scene that stands out for me is her. Like a good scene. So right after they leave Edmondsfield, the group starts singing their folk song about the blood in Manetheren, and she's like, "Hey, you want to hear a story?" And she tells the story. She's like, "You know what that song's about?" And she tells the whole story. And it was out of place as far as the books, but I thought it was the perfect spot to put it.
Yeah,
it gave them some sort of focus with their travels. And I loved her just like kind of listening to this, and you can kind of see it on her face. And she's like, "Holy cow, this Manetheren stuff is no joke." And then she kind of like is smiling about it, and then shares that information with her. That scene is very endearing to me.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that too.
I almost forgot about that. That was absolutely beautiful.
Okay, I have to point this one out because it's definitely an honorable mention for me, even if it's not my favorite. But Mel in the chat says one of my favorites is when she tells the sea captain Doman he can't outplay the game with a nice die.
Yes!
That was baller. Like she was just the swag coming off of her. It was like, ugh, it was
dripping.
It was dripping. It was tangible. It was so good.
I think I figured out my favorite.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My two least favorite, because I have two.
Ooh,
the first one is I know
that's a lot of hate.
Guys. I'm sorry.
Was it too much
really
book for you?
Too much book about it. Nope, because I'm not reading the books again until the show's done. So can't have too much book for me anymore.
I can't say the same.
So the scene where she's carrying the water up.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the power or something. Like that is unbelievable to me that she did that physically enough to fill up that bathtub. Like it's not believable. Absolutely no way. Sorry, Morraine and Rosamund Pike. No. And then the second one was with, I forgot because I got carried away on my first one. I hate when I do that. My second one was, it'll come back. How about we just move on? And I'll be like this.
I do have a favorite.
Yeah.
I finally figured it out.
Okay.
So one, to address the water bucket thing, I actually liked that scene because it was.
Of course you do.
Well, it pointed back to the books. When Aes Sedai screw up or when something happens, they send them, or when they get still, they send them to a farm
for penance.
To work it off to keep them busy. Nobody sent Moiraine to a farm. She did it on her own. which was kind of impressive. But my favorite scene was her taking out, well, not really taking out Lanfear in season 2, because that was the point. That was the point that dawned on me that she literally is willing to do anything and everything. As terrified as she was of a Forsaken, she went straight up and ganked her ass, right? Without hesitation. And that scene alone was like, yeah, Morraine's a badass. She's ready for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I remembered my second one. And you kind of mentioned it, Kritter. It was when she, and you did too, actually, Dan, when she was visiting her family. There's that specific moment when her nephew walks in and has made her like a sandwich and is trying to connect with her like in the old days and, you know, reminding her of all these things. And like as an aunt, like y'all have met Max, like that's my nephew. Like I cannot imagine treating him that way. Like capital B word. So yeah, I did not like that moment.
Okay.
That's it. I did it.
Okay. The thing that I keep wanting to say, even though there are so many amazing moments and so many amazing lines, and usually I'm not a battle girly, but her fight with Lanfear at the end of season 3 was baller. It was awesome. Yes. And the fact that she had the Sicarnan, which is different from the books, but whatever, we're moving on from that. And just like ended up, you know, like presumably cauterizing the wound through her gut in her absolute agony in order to, you know, finally deal a possibly fatal blow on a Forsaken. And it wasn't just the action. Like if it was just action, it would not be my top. It was the moment that she felt Siuan die.
Oof, yes.
Yeah.
The performance that Rosamund gave literally ripped my heart out and set it on fire. It was just so moving. And it just brought me back to another fabulous scene was when she was swearing the oath in the first place. Both of those, like they kind of, they're bookends with each other. And I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful and epic scene.
That fight scene particularly I enjoyed because of their outfits.
Yeah.
So they're in these like ball gowns with their arms exposed. And it's so different than when we see like the Aiel fighting and they're all like wrapped up and everything. But you see these women just like out there in their dresses, like really throwing down.
Very
really
similar
cool
dresses, I noticed when I was like paying attention to the outfit because I want to cosplay it. If somebody cosplayed Lanfear in that scene, we would have like a extremely similar silhouette, just in different colors.
Kritter, thank you for reminding me of that scene of that oath, because that scene was so powerful.
Yeah.
When she says, "I swear to Siuan Chanshe."
Yeah.
Daughter of the river.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was
strong as it. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
God,
stop it. Yeah. Don't do the whole thing.
Do it, Dan.
Excuse me. Well, I'll just be over here.
I don't have any glasses.
Oh wait, here you can borrow mine.
Daughter of Poseidon.
Daughter of
Queen
Poseidon.
of the Nile.
Cousin to
Okay, now I'm
Jackson.
into it.
Oh my gosh! So there's a couple that people have mentioned in the chat. Somebody said the Siuan Sanche waits for one woman and it isn't you.
That's
Iconic.
You share that one
Iconic
too.
That
line.
was such a good line.
And then the you stupid boy. That's another really good delivery. Okay, who else? Who are we waiting on here?
Siuan confused me. I'm just gonna say because she said that Rand was the wheel or was the water that turned the wheel, but then she said I am the water as well, so I got confused.
Okay,
lots of water.
A lot of water.
But I mean, she is from Tyr, so
she is from Tyr.
All the excuse she needs.
Yeah, all the water coming out of the
okay, who hasn't given us all their? Was it Winespring? You haven't given us your favorite yet, right?
Well, the favorite you mentioned it from chat. Like,
okay.
It wasn't you.
Sorry.
Like, no, it's fine. I really enjoyed that sassy.
That was such a good
moment.
line.
Oh, and then there's that little subtle foot motion I always think about when I think of Morraine, when she, right before or during her fight with the Murdral, when she was, stilled and Lane wasn't there yet, and they showed her foot move to throw the sound. I thought that was so cool. I still think that is one of my favorite moments with her. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how none of us said the Ruidian scene because she was incredible.
The way she moved inside the things. Yeah.
Well, and just like the scene after scene after scene after scene of her dying. I guess that wasn't like a cool thing. And then her reactions to it, the like screaming, without a voice.
A little background for chat. Sorry, real quick, a little background for chat on TikTok and YouTube. the scenes in which we saw in the rings, basically, from what I understand, is anytime they finish filming something and they had a gap in the schedule, they would yell, "Hey, let's film some of those death scenes," and they would just swap clothes. And they would take, 3 or 4 takes of Moiraine just dying or Lanfear dying in between. Well, yeah, it was crazy.
On our show, we have Jansen Lashley Haynes, who is an actor, a working actor who does like real movies. We asked him about that effect, and it is a practical effect. It is an actual camera that has it has a name that kind of just booms over and swings. From
the flipping action.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And so just imagining the coordination and the take for that and be like, and action, she's crawling this way, and then this camera's kind of flying down. After it's pretty neat to think of just the art of some of the making of these things.
Yeah. All right, have we all done a least favorite and a favorite? I don't want to skip over anybody.
I think so.
Okay, that feels like a really good time to call it, I think. So at the end of our Wheel and Chill streams, we always let everyone say their final piece. It could be about the Wheel of Time. It could be about Morraine. It could be about, their favorite line from The Lord of the Rings. It could be plugging something they have upcoming on their own projects, whatever. So I'm not going to put you on the spot, Brother Dan. I'll give you some time to think about it. So let's start with I almost said let's start with Morraine. Let's start with Winespring. Morraine. You're welcome.
For sure. So, let's see. Final thoughts are thanks for being here, Dan and Ryan.
Hey.
It was really cool having y'all on. And your perspectives have been really interesting, especially your idea of how Morraine could be tortured by the Finn and fed upon. I thought that was really interesting. I would actually watch that. I think that would be some good TV. Let's see. As far as my final thoughts on Morraine, I really loved her in the books. I'm loving her in the show, and they are very different, but also they're doing just enough that you know who this character is from the books. And yeah, so just one more thing about the Finn. So I would love to see Morraine with the Finn somehow, through the doorway, the same one that Elida went through or that Matt went through, one or the other. That would be really cool to see her character handle that. Yeah.
Okay. Tavern?
It was really upsetting to me at the beginning of the series that a lot of people were complaining that there was too much Morraine.
No, you're good. No.
If I start crying, I'll hold on. I'll pull a Kritter if I start crying.
Okay.
No, I mean it was upsetting that everybody was giving talking smack about how the story is about Randall Thor, not Morraine, and why is she getting so. I hate to differ. I mean, the backbone of the Wheel of Time is Moiraine Damodred. The story is about the Dragon Reborn, but the backbone of the story is Morraine. It always has been, and I didn't have an issue with that. And it kind of upset me that they gave her a lot of shit.
Did you think that before you read the New Spring book?
Yes, I did. The New Spring just solidified it a little bit more.
Okay, cool. Just wondering. Okay.
I did find more respect for Morraine after reading New Spring, so thank you both.
Nice.
Again. Keep bringing that up. Anyways, but yeah, the other thing I want to say is I know it's a day late, but Kritter, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody
happy
out
Mother's
in
Day.
the fandom who is a mother. Whether you're an Amerlin seed or not, you are a mother. So happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay, Brother Dan, I feel like we gave you enough time, hopefully, to think about what you want to say, so go ahead.
You did. Let me put on my It's okay.
Oh my gosh, here's a tissue for you, too.
Okay, thank you.
I love it.
Those cute little glasses. I can't believe he had them.
There we go. First of all, thank you so much for inviting us on. My brother and I had a really, really good time. I love talks like this. Indeed, the Wheel of Time is our passion. We've been doing the show for twice a week for over 5 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
So if there's anything, our heart is in it. I love working with my brother. I love being able to talk about the series that has really brought us together, and meeting people like you guys, and just being a part of this great collective that we all are. It's so great. Moiraine, I think you are right, Tavern, that Moiraine is the heart and soul of this story, and especially in this series. Rosamund Pike has been doing the yeoman's work, and if she had not been doing the quality work that she is doing, I doubt we would have even had a season 3, let alone season 4 potentially. So I think that she is instrumental in us even having this, and I am really indebted to Rosamund Pike for her commitment and for her talent and for what she has brought for our community and whatnot. I want to ask everyone, just be nice this week. You know what? Use your blinker more. Put your shopping cart in the shopping cart corral. Recycle, guys. Make the world better this week, would you?
Amen.
I love you. And
Huzzah!
Thank
Huzzah!
you so
I can't
much.
see shit with these on.
Me neither. I'm completely blind.
I put them on, then I was like, I can't see the screen.
Okay.
So thank you, guys.
Well, thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you both
Yeah,
for being here. This was an absolute pleasure. Again, I said this, I think, before we went live, but I can't believe we haven't had you on yet. And I'm so happy that we remedied that, and we hope to have you on again to talk more things Wheel of Time. Moiraine is a fabulous subject, but there are a lot of possible subjects in the world of the Wheel of Time, let's just say. So you guys were amazing. Thank you so much.
Brother Dan's a big fan of Valda.
I love Valda.
I'm just
Okay.
Valda was one of the best actors on screen. Every time he was on, I was just dripping for him. I was like, oh, give me more.
Whoa.
Eat that egg, bleed. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Gruesome.
I mean, he was pretty fabulous while being horrendous. So anyways, thank you both. Thank you everyone in the chat. You guys have been lovely. We appreciate you every single time that you come out to hang out with us. All of your commentary is so appreciated. Chill Chat's the best. That's really, there's nothing else to it. Don't forget to check out the Soundscape of Time. If you're not sure, you're not sold on it, go to the website, go to the Kickstarter. There are like samples you can listen to decide whether you want to back it. I think it is incredibly worthy project. The work that goes into it is so impressive. Winespring's involved. And if you like the audiobooks, there's really no better thing that you can do to add to your next reread, which we all know is going to happen because there are neither beginnings nor endings to the rereads of the Wheel of Time.
That is true.
So check out the Soundscape of Time version part 2. And see if you want to back it, because we're only halfway there, and we could really use Jordan could really use your support, and I would like to support him in that. And that's about all I have to say. I agree with Tavern. Happy Mother's Day to all of my fellow mothers, and I hope you all had a lovely weekend, and I hope you have an amazing week putting away your shopping carts and using your blinkers. Okay. All right, everyone.
Cycling.
We'll let you know when our next stream is happening on our socials, so keep your eyes peeled there, and we're out. I think that's all we've got. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.